How many of you currently are in the absolute greatest physical, mental, and emotional condition of your entire lives? May I see a show of hands, please? Question number 2. How many of you would like to be in the greatest physical, mental, and emotional condition of your entire lives? All right, that's a little bit better. Question number 3. For those of you who just raised your hands, why aren't you? Well, my purpose in being here today is to encourage and equip you to strike back at mediocrity and to enter your own high-performance zone each day, where you perform better, live stronger, and dream bigger each and every day, and then help others to do the same. In the time that you and I have together today, we're going to take a look at 4 mistakes of mediocrity that we often make that can take us out of the high-performance zone, and then 4 strike-back solutions that you can take to enter your own high-performance zone. And I'm like, hey, man, what happened to you? Why'd you quit? And they're like, oh, Fred, my life is just spinning out of control, man. I'm losing it, man. My kids have all these sports seasons going on. My spouse has this long list of projects they want me to do. My parents want to move in with me. At school, at my job, they're cutting back on all the resources and giving me more work to do. I'm losing it, man. I don't have any more time, okay, for your little chair squats. Your little breakfast. Sorry I asked, man. But what are they saying? What are they saying? They are taking the high-performance zone life and putting it on a shelf with good intentions of someday getting back to it, but it is doubtful they ever will. Why? Because they are in the habit of letting the high demands of life dictate their destiny. But have you ever noticed something? No matter how busy you are, no matter how stressed you are, you always take time to put your clothes on before you go to work, don't you? You don't see people going to work naked very often, do you? When does school start? Monday? Thursday, wow. Okay, picture this. Thursday morning, you're at your school in Vacaville, and you're walking through your hallway, and you look up and you see one of your coworkers walking towards you, and they're butt naked. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you are thinking, oh, that wouldn't be bad. And some of you are thinking, oh, please. But anyway, they're butt naked, and you say to them, hey, man, what's up with the naked thing? They look at you and they say, oh, man, you should have seen this summer I had. I am losing it, man. My kids, my spouse, my parents, this place. Did you see all the cutbacks this year? Oh, we still got to be excellent. I'm losing it, man. I sat down yesterday. I looked at my life. I said, something's got to go. And I figured out that I could save 15 to 20 minutes a day by skipping the whole deal. My wife's been wanting more closet type stuff. This takes work. Therefore, most people won't do it. And that would be my first challenge to you. Before school starts, actually today would be the best. Go home, grab a sheet of paper, and visualize victory in your wellness world, and then describe it on one sheet of paper. Go crazy. You're not getting graded. No school board approval needed. No strategic planning committee. It's just you and that sheet of paper. It doesn't even matter what anybody else thinks about it. Go crazy. And then write out a 6-step training program that you are going to follow for the next year. You can do this for your wellness and your career. If you want an example, I have my email address. You can shoot me a quick email. There's a lot of you. Shoot me a quick email. Please send examples. I'll send them to you. I have one for my wellness and my work. But do that. And as you do that, a couple of things are going to happen. First of all, you will be more motivated than ever. The most powerful motivation you and I may ever experience will be that which is self-authored. And when you and I do this, we can become more fully engaged in our work and our lives. And we will, by the way, only 3 people out of 100 actually do this, and they leave the other 97 in the dust. Speaking of dust, this is not magic dust type stuff. As I said, this is going to take work. Therefore, most people won't do it. Why? Because most people are still looking for magic dust solutions. What do I mean by magic dust? Any of you read fairy tales when you were kids? Nobody in Vacaville read fairy tales? Come on, man. Well, I read fairy tales. What happens in a fairy tale when they run into a problem? Who do they call? Fairy godmother. What does she do? Shows up with the magic wand, waves a magic wand, spreads a little magic dust, poof, changes everything. Well, I read all those fairy tales too. But as I progressed into my teenage years, I became more mature and sophisticated, and I began to seek out the deeper intellectual materials, and I began to listen to the great philosophers of that time, Cheech and Chong. Any guys listen to Cheech and Chong? Yeah. See, no fairy tales, but you listen to Cheech and Chong, right? Well, what I remember most about Cheech and Chong was their version of The Night Before Christmas. Any guys remember that? The very end of the story. Now, some of you may be wondering, what's the point of this? There isn't one. I just want to make sure you're with me. No, there is a point. Everybody these days, it seems, is looking for magic dust, especially when it comes to your wellness. Some pill, some potion, some lotion that we can take that will make us go poof. I was out at Costco a couple of years ago and was walking down the aisle towards the vitamin section. I ran into one of my coworkers was in the vitamin section. It's a lady I've known. I worked with her about 15 years, and she's a great lady, but she's always looking for magic dust solutions. Well, I kind of snuck up on her, to tell you the truth. So the last minute, she turns around and she sees me, and she's got this bottle in her hand. It was a bottle of joint juice. And she says, "Fred, do you think this could do anything for me?" I said, "For you?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, for you, I think it would give you more expensive pee." Depressing. Well, depression is something that I personally know quite a bit about. You see, I spent 3.5 years in a psychiatric hospital. I was working there. I was working there as the director of nutrition services, and one of the things we used to do, some of you are just getting that. School hasn't started, mine's not working just yet, I realize. But we did study depression there, and one of the things I remember learning most about depression is this: depression is often rooted in hopelessness. But you and I need not be hopeless, because today we're going to strike back at hopelessness. But before we do, we have to take a look at mistake of mediocrity number 2, and that is that we have